Well, you've got to give them huge credit because there were boos on the first two corners from the Arsenal fans, and I was with them. It felt really frustrating, almost like a committee meeting before every single corner. And then Ødegaard makes the run again, and the groans from the crowd, oh, get it in there. But then something really clever to Havertz, and that, wow, is absolutely incredible. He's had a couple of goals, one with his left foot, which he pulled past the near post. But that is as good as you'll see. It's an absolute beauty, a peach from Eze, always bending away from Pope.
That's what they needed to settle their nerves. And they haven't even been scoring regularly from corners of late. They hadn't since the Chelsea game here, but they're back on course now with a favoured method, even if it took a little bit of variation and drawing Newcastle in with their first couple of efforts.
Well, look, Newcastle have got some big lads in there, and they've obviously worked on something completely different. Credit to them for persisting, because there was a bit of pressure building, particularly from the Arsenal fans behind that goal with the short corners.
It's Arsenal's 100th Premier League goal against Newcastle, and it is such an important one. Ramsey having to fight off Ben White. Well, with the start that Newcastle made to this match, Arsenal needed that. Botman.
It had been a slow start, hadn't it? You know, the passing hadn't been crisp, not really much rhythm in the game. They were taking the time with throw-ins, with corners. That should settle them down.
Here's Guimaraes. Back to Tonali. This is Burn.
Manchester City got a goal early, didn't they? Burnley on Wednesday evening, and you thought they were going to go and score back full. What can Arsenal do here?
Who's playing today, yeah? Look at that. Bro, don't worry, you've got to give me that. You've got that's a
goal even earlier than that one. Arsenal, you would think, because goal difference is potentially a factor in this type of race, would be keen to kick on. Willock. Here's Guimaraes. Knocked on by Madueke, but Havertz had gone the other way.
They cannot afford to lose any game. Not even a draw is good enough. Not even a draw. Not even a draw will be good enough for Arsenal. All the games, they have to win all of them, and they have to score more goals as well. A lot of goals, because City will be scoring more goals. Pep don't give a shit. Will be scoring goals. You see the team you speak today for this game. That's how ready it is for the Premier League. They'll get tired, mate. Arsenal get tired. They're panicking. They'll get tired. One sec, I'll be back. Aria, what's up? What's up? I can hear you crying in the background. Yeah, that's you. What's up? What's up?
What's that?
I can hear you crying. Yeah, that's you.
towards White. As they're letting it run, and Havertz trying to weave it through to Martin Odegaard. Rice. Moved on quickly by Byrne. Ramsey got himself out of a hole really well there, getting between Madueke and Zubimendi. Bruno Guimaraes. Here's Murphy. Byrne had stayed forward. It's an important header away that by Gabriel to buy Arsenal some time to get ready to defend here against Asula.
I mean, my daughter's been in here.
Towards Byrne, Gabriel sticking to his man. Just got away from Declan Rice out. Tonali swept it through. Willock. Miley. Ball in. Away by Saliba. Tonali keeping it alive though. And still. And he goes on Tonali, forced out by Nkapie.
Back. Yeah, mate.
Arsenal played in the counter-attack here. I mean, Newcastle have had a lot of the ball.
First FA Cup semi-final tonight at Manchester City at 40. For Southampton, the last time the Saints played in the FA Cup final, it was in Cardiff.
City needs to put this to bed, man. It's half an hour gone. Still no goal. FA Cup, mate. Bury this and get out. They're playing as if they're thinking about the Premier League. They're a very tricky team to play, Southampton. They're very tricky. Oh, Newcastle, what are you doing? Very tricky, Southampton. Look at the way they're pressing. Look at what they're doing. Low block, serious block.
Touched by Cherky, away by Harwood Bellis. Stewart used his body. That's a great effect because it's being pulled back here by Craig Pawson for the Southampton free kick.
Newcastle needs to do better, man. Yeah, it changes, you know. This is a cup, man. He needs to win the FA Cup. You know, if he gets to the finals, he'll give Arsenal something to think about. You know, we don't go all the way to Wembley and not winning. That's his tradition now. That's you guys' tradition. Whoa! Willock just had a shot there. Go on, Phil. Yeah, Pep definitely wants the Premier League. He wants to win the league. Did you see those Arsenal fans shouting at Pep? Please let Arteta win the league. You ruined my life. I hate you. Arsenal fans are annoying, man. It's so embarrassing, bro. You have to go beg for your team to win the league. For Pep to let your team win the league. That is embarrassing. I came across these Puma jumpers are quite nice, you know. With Pep's initial on it. It's not clicking. It's not clicking. The play's not clicking. Yeah, you guys live at Wembley now. That used to be us. So we passed it over to you guys. But we're coming back to take it. You know, we will be at Wembley next season. We'll be at Champions League finals next season. We'll win the league next season. You watch this space, Sean. Watch this space.
road, but it leads you to the same place in the
At
end.
least one final at Wembley. We will be there. Newcastle are not playing too bad, you know. Possession.
Stones and Nico Gonzalez. Kovacic. Plays it on into Marmoush, who took it well. Marmoush holds off James Breen. And an important foot there from Terex, the Southampton goalkeeper. Taking to shoulder take and the half Dundee on the pass into
This guy, man.
goalkeeper stands his ground.
Oh, you've got better players to get rid of next season as well. And Pep is not scared to get rid of them. This is why I respect that guy, you know. He's not bothered. Young players, talented players. It's like, no, you don't fit my system anymore. Get out. Whoa! Right there. What are you doing there? I was trying to pull a Garnacho or Ronaldo, bicycle kick back. Or Rooney. Man thinks he's Rooney, you know. Only United players can score goals like that against City, you know what I mean?
The City team, you know, things could be going your way, they control the game. And all of a sudden, City just changed that.
Yeah, I'm hearing Renders will be leaving. Mamou should be leaving. Yo, talented players, bro. Pep don't give up. Pep will get rid of players just like that. Yo, them Southampton owners look like they've just come back from Spain. You see their tan. You see their tan, bro. They look like they live in Spain. Or Southampton legends, whatever you want to call them. A trophy or two. We're coming for everything, bro. Get ready. I hope Pep leaves though, because if Pep is still here, it's going to be difficult for us to win the league. I hope Pep goes. Southampton, they're so tricky to play against, bro. Newcastle, they need to wake up. Southampton got City pressing like that, yeah? Look at that. Yeah, I hope Curry gets the job, man. Rashford scored again today, bro. Newcastle, bro, are you even watching that Newcastle game? Have you got it on? Yeah. Yo, Southampton fans, they look like they've all been in the sun the past week just to come to Wembley. They look like, even the players, they look so tan, bro. Look at the stands. Look at the fans of the stands, bro. West Ham, bro. West Ham are surviving 2-1. Spurs won 1-0, but West Ham, they came back 2-1. It looks like Spurs are going down, bro. I'll keep an eye on it. Let's have a... What number is he wearing? Newcastle free kick coming. Incoming free kick. Dan Burn, do your thing, man. Oh. Yo, this team is Southampton. Look at them. Look at them. Wait, what have you got on the bench, bro? What do you have on the bench? Because it looks like this team Pep put on. Pep is going to give them the, what do you call it? The faggy treatment. The head right treatment. Because they're playing as if they should be playing for Southampton. They're not playing like City players. Come on. Foden, this is your time to step up. You're at Wembley, bro. No one is in the box. Yo, Arsenal looks like they're about to score second goal. It looks like they're about to score second goal. Shaki should have gone and he stayed. Bro, Newcastle. You can't even blame Isak because Isak's from Liverpool, yeah, says otherwise. If Isak was banging goals left and right, you say, oh, because of that they lost this many goals, blah blah blah. You know, but Isak is not even scoring for Liverpool. And what's the other guy called that went to Newcastle? Yeah, so Isak is even scoring for. Yo, who is down? Yo, the bench is good, bro. The bench is good. The bench is good. You've got enough on the bench to come back and beat these guys, bro. Kashinov coming on. Yeah, Newcastle look like they're not gonna go to they're not gonna qualify for any European football, bro. The way they play, and FFP is gonna get them even worse now next season if they don't qualify for European football. This season they survive with the Champions League, but now it's gonna get harder. Is it charged?
Yeah, it's hard.
It's not charged, area. Where's the remote?
It's hard.
Where's the remote?
You know, there.
Right, forget it. Yeah, Nunez is injured, bro. He's out. Have you had your medicine?
No.
Right, let's go give you medicine.
No.
Yeah. Let's go give you medicine. Come on.
No, I don't.
Who's got the remote?
Just going to be an old-style Arsenal corner with everybody piled beyond the far post from the corner taker. Rice's kick. And Arsenal deal with it. Hooked back in though by Ramsey. Tonali! Well, that nearly caught Raya by surprise, and he did really well to react to it.
He did well. He'll get a great angle of it here. He goes to his right, which maybe makes you think there's more swerve on the ball than there actually is, but let's have a look at it from here. It is moving around a little bit, just wobbling. I mean, the power on it means that Raya, as he's going the opposite way and he sticks those arms out, that left hand has got to be really strong. Snap mine in half, I think.
Well, it was a controversial decision, wasn't it, when Mikel Arteta decided he needed an upgrade on Aaron Ramsdale, but few are questioning that decision now on a day when Ramsdale is left out of the Newcastle team and on the bench for his return to his former club.
Yeah, it's the right decision. I mean, at the time it was just strange, the idea of saying they were both fighting for the spot.
Here's Guimaraes, Asula, and Willock misses the target.
Well, whilst we've got this little break, we'll show you the 3 corners that Arsenal had in the early part of the game. They've only had 6 short corners in all 33 games this season. And there were a few groans. That's the first one. This is the second one. Oh, there are more groans. Actually, they get a shot away, but they're working something. And what they're trying to do is open up that space where someone just stays out and goes a little bit closer to Eze, but then that gap opens up there. And then this is really special. But you have got to give credit to the work and the persistence
Here's Chow. Botman. Rice applying the squeeze. Sam Barrett has given Newcastle the free kick, which they've got on with. Rice to Willock. Rice going long and ambitious, but does pick out Lewis Miley. Stealing it back from the youngster and getting the free kick. Ricardo Calafiori getting closer to a return, but hasn't made the matchday squad today. Screening it from Botman. And now Jacob Murphy's gone down. Eza. Jokeres was too distracted. Guimaraes. Willock. Newcastle's last 9 Premier League matches have been won or lost by a single goal margin. Header clear by Gabriel. It's Dan Burn. He won't be claiming that one as a shot, I don't think.
Jason Tyndall's clapping, Eddie Howe giving some encouragement. I think other than the fact that they're 1-0 down, they'll be thinking that they're well in this game.
The way things have been going, you'd say it's a match that neither manager can afford to lose. Even a draw would be respectable for Eddie Howe, but that wouldn't be the case for his opposite number today.
No. Arsenal got to smell the danger in this game right now because Newcastle are playing pretty well. And the intent isn't quite there from Arsenal. Even before the goal, after the goal, just a little bit laboured. Even things like that are not very good.
Gabriel. Capier. White. Now Madueke. Zubamendi. Ødegaard.
See how we go, but I call this 2 and 3 up football. This is when you sort of trying to draw them out, you're quite relaxed. Just got to play with a bit more tempo when you're 1-0 up. Try and shift them quicker out. Newcastle are compact, sat in there behind the ball, not really having to shuffle that. It's not really wearing them out, this.
Does it have a bit of the same feel for you as the Burnley game the other night? As you said, like City then, Arsenal got an early goal today, and similarly Burnley set up not to too heavily damaged.
Yeah, I just think maybe Newcastle have got more of a goal threat than maybe Burnley had the other, definitely Burnley had the other night, and just that. I just think you're asking for trouble, and people might say it's patience, people might say you're keeping the ball, but my view is it's football that you play when you're 3-0 up. I don't think it's 1-0 up football, particularly in the title running. You're always a moment away from a real problem.
Well, has Saliba given Arsenal that real problem by giving away this free kick? Rice has had time to scan the options here.
Is he going to shoot?
Away out and left of centre. He's gone short. Tonali with the long ranger. He's tested Rye with one earlier, but that was nowhere near the goalkeeper. Guimaraes back to Tonali, who's filled in for Guimaraes as captain in his absence.
Looking up and down.
The way the game's going.
Come on, Newcastle. What are you doing?
Newcastle have had 8. I would see that as a worry. I'm sure Arsenal out there at the moment are demonstrating to me that they see it as a concern. And look, you can always go and get a second and make it look like you're in control, but you see it go the other way as well. The balance can shift quite easily in games like this. And just walking on the ball, that's the bit I don't get. You've got to shift it quicker.
Newcastle don't have a great record for scoring at this stadium. They've managed it just once in their last 9 Premier League visits. Joe Willock got it with a header. Jacob Ramsey has lost possession there. He did well to confine the space that Eza had. Guimaraes. Not an easy ball for him, but he's managed to reach out to Dan Burn. Back by White. White's pressure putting Newcastle in a difficult situation. Bit early for it to be nail-biting, but it is.
I think what everybody said after the game last week against Manchester City was that if Arsenal played at that level for the rest of the games this season, they'll be okay, but this is not the level they were at Manchester City last week. This is well below it.
Gary Neville's not laying up, is it?
This move from runners-up to champions has proved such a difficult one to bridge for Mikel Arteta in seasons of progress under him. Started with an FA Cup win, and when you ask Arsenal fans whether they would prefer a first ever Champions League win or a first league title since the Invincibles, you see the frowns as they find it such a difficult question to answer. That's a cop-out.
I'll take any. It's winning neither of them that will cause a real problem.
It's Odegaard, the captain, who'll be hoping to have his hands on one trophy at least. Arsenal don't actually leave London for the remainder of their Premier League programme.
Wow, what an advantage. Home advantage all the way through for Arsenal.
Arsenal's away games, West Ham and Crystal Palace. West Ham will have plenty to fight for. Who knows what the situation will be with Palace, potentially ahead of a European engagement. Here's Guimaraes.
Yo, give me a shout when the City game starts, please.
Chow. Here's Botman. A moment that almost invited Declan Rice in. This is Bruno Guimaraes. Now Murphy.
No.
Odegaard.
More intensity, more urgency, more rhythm and tempo in my passing. Look forward quicker, too many touches at the back. Just a higher pace required from his team in this second half. I'm sure there'll be his messages. Can't believe he will be happy with this.
Has the City game started yet?
Lever goes long. Goes back off Botman's head. But Gyökeres has been penalised.
What's your honest opinion on Eddie Howe? So I think these guys average as hell, but they're making so much noise around it. FFP or not, he's still got enough talented players to be fighting for, you know, European football. But it's not happening for Newcastle.
Tonali's kick. Well, Arsenal have taken a step back towards the top of the Premier League table thanks to Abera Eze's goal.
If Arsenal, if Arteta play Eze a lot this season, Arsenal will remain in this position. But whatever it is, I don't think he likes Eze.
But only because
And now
David
he's
Raya came
desperate.
up with a save
He's
from
brilliant.
a swerving
He
shot
had to pick
from
him,
Sandro
get week
Tonali.
in, week
And
out.
all is not
And
lost
he's
for
playing
Newcastle
straight
yet.
up.
At half-time, it's
You know, back
Arsenal
of his head, he
1,
must be thinking, why did you
Newcastle
play
0.
me? You know, back of his head, Eze must be thinking, why did this guy play me before, you know, before all this malarkey? Would have been a different conversation if he played him. But let's get back to the City game. There we go, City are back.
The ball in the back of the net, only to see it ruled out by an assistant's flag. And you do wonder how long he'd leave him then before he looks to the bench, which can hugely impact this game here today.
I think that's a fair comment. We're all talking about the half-time there. So it wouldn't be the biggest surprise if there's an introduction to Haaland or a Doku.
Conversation down there involving Pep Guardiola, Pep Mendes, Kolo Touré.
You just know Pep is going to pull the big guns. He's going to call the big boys to turn up now.
Fella in the third row, Erling Haaland. What is it, Stephen? Just reinforcing the message from Tom Beckhardt at half-time?
Yeah, I'd say so, yeah, but also the warning of, never switch off. Long way to go. Be ready for the changes when they do happen. Because he will know that Pep's going to change something. It can't carry on out as it was.
There's an opportunity right at the start of the half. It's Thomas in for Southampton. That's a brilliant tackle there by Ake.
He can't allow opening it back. He's got to hit it early with his right foot. He must hit it early. And there was somebody coming in at the back post as well. He takes a lovely touch there. Ain't Nuri pulls out a little bit. That's the touch there. Brilliant. I think he's got to hit that. That touch there allows the defender to get back. He does well, the defender. But I think he must hit it early with his right foot.
That direct play again, isn't it? The long ball into Stewart jumping on the second balls. Great play by Southampton. Dallas overly physical here on the Marmouche.
They're quite strong, these guys in Southampton.
The City player back to his feet, the captain of Southampton. Game face
That's not his job.
Not his job.
City's a chance, sorry.
I was just going to say, City's really run against another tier opponent stands at 21 matches, which emphasises the huge task that Southampton are facing today. In the last 33 years, no team from outside the Premier League has been a top-flight team in an FA Cup semi-final. The last team to do it, Sunderland against Norwich back in 1992. They went on to play against Liverpool in the final. Where Alfred Steve McManaman had a blinder. So 0-0, Cherky in possession for Manchester City. Now Ake on to Kovacic. This has been a familiar pattern. City in front of Southampton, the Saints with everybody behind the ball, and they've been extremely well organised when it's been like this.
Look at that box, that penalty box. Don't see any Manchester City players on it.
People at the bench, ready for Pep to say enough's enough.
Yeah.
We're going to have to change this.
Wow, is that ball not out?
Norwich managed to keep it. In fact, it's a brilliant run from
Oh.
got a vital foot in though for Southampton, and then Harwood Bellis thumps it away.
Yeah. Very timely challenge, wasn't it?
Goes here towards Marmouche. She takes it
There
well.
we go, they're turning up the heat. City. Oh, corner.
Switch of play diagonal. Tenky's run well. I think he caught too many 1v1 situations there, but he does well. Good. Bell stands his ground.
Plays it back nicely to him. He says, there you go, free shot at goal with a player of his quality. That's unbelievable. What a finish, Paul.
There's still a lot to do from there for Eze, isn't there?
Yeah, absolutely. And the ball back from Havertz has got to be right as well, where he don't have to take a touch. I know people at home will go, oh, it's a 4-yard pass, 5-yard. But if he doesn't hit it at the right pace, he can't run onto that and hit it first time. It's absolutely perfect. But there's still a lot to do. If you're Newcastle, you're still sitting there thinking, well, I think we've done everything right. And then he
Great
puts
technique from him.
Yeah, brilliant. Yeah, absolutely. And, you know, a world-class goal, which was needed by Arsenal.
You wanted to see a good early start, and they got the goal within the first 10 minutes, but it didn't really build, did it, in terms of the atmosphere here? Do they have to be careful? Because they've faced 9 shots from Newcastle in that first half. And the only time they've faced more than that in the first half of any game is the very first game of the season against Manchester United.
As long as this stays 1-0, the more nervy Arsenal will get. There's no question about that. The shackles have come off Newcastle. With 15 minutes to go, they'll just go out and play and have a go. Arsenal, for me, need another goal here. They need another goal.
Such a fortune here, though, isn't there?
Yeah, I mean, when we was outside, Aaron Ramsey kicked a ball at me, and I kicked it back, and they're like a balloon. They're so light. Couldn't believe it. I thought I might make a comeback or something.
By the way, your touch was good, though, Paul.
Yeah, thank you.
But that touch there was because you can see there's a bit of light, bit of sun
Right.
coming across him. He actually reacts really well. But it doesn't feel like 1-0 will be enough, you know, because Newcastle will start to get a bit more confident. And if that happens and the nerves start to creep in, it does feel like they're going to need another goal.
And it doesn't feel, again, like that lead at half-time has done much to take the tension away here at the Emirates Stadium. There is still that sense of anxiety. Are Newcastle going to come back into this game? Could Arsenal get another? They've lost Havertz as well in that first half, but Eze's 7th of the season, the difference so far here, but the job is not done yet here tonight.
Got a hold of the ball in Southampton. You can't believe it.
Yo. Foden needs to step up in this game. I'm telling you, Pep is not going to be happy with his performance right now. They need. It's like there's no leadership on the pitch right now. There's no leadership on the pitch.
He's not going to think about Haaland at this stage of the half. I wonder if he's thinking about O'Reilly, because O'Reilly makes those runs into the penalty area where you can just cross the ball into the middle and he can score you a goal.
Well, there's a lack of personnel in the penalty box. The ball's come across the last couple of times. They've actually 2 or 3 good opportunities in the opening 7-8 minutes in the second half.
Also saw Sevilla warming up, Kusanov, Bernardo Silva as well. Oh, what a touch. Brilliant from Kovacic. Off goes Marmoush.
Oh, can you reach it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
For Southampton.
Oh.
Got to see that again from Kovacic.
Wasn't it stunning?
Clever by Marmoush there. Clever ball.
Yeah, it's a clear foul, isn't it? He'll do well to escape a yellow there. This is the touch. Oh, lovely. It's completely wrong scoop. Robson, so big a front camera and drive, doesn't he?
I like the second one off the outside of the foot as well, just to get everything back under control. So City free kick, which is closer than a corner. 9 minutes gone in the second half. John Stones and Nathan Ake have gone in there. Full back here for Cherokee. Phil Foden.
It's not happening. It's not happening, Phil.
Just leaning back, he knows. Tell by his reaction. Looking to the clouds.
Oh.
That is his territory on his left foot.
Back here tomorrow. Earlier kick-off time, 2 o'clock the coverage starts. Chelsea against Leeds in the second FA Cup semi-final. TNT Sports 1 and HBO Max as well.
Changes.
Looks like it might be the 2 wingers, Stephen. There they are, Savinho and Doku. So the point that he made in the first half, he doesn't want the fullbacks to be the 2 furthest forward in wide positions. First take from Finaziz, put away from Gonzalez as well. Stewart hits the shot. Comfortable save for Trafford. Rijkaard's furious with that. I think Dennis felt he got there in time, you know.
Yeah. He probably gets a little bit of both, doesn't he? But see, Charlie, the challenge and where you wanted him, you didn't want to give him any space at all, just to shove on the back, isn't it? Certainly 2 hands on the back.
So Manchester City changes imminent. Match changing changes. We'll wait and see. They're going to take off Kovacic and Foden.
I knew Foden is going to come off, man. Pep is not going to be happy with this performance right now.
There is Mateo Kovacic.
Kovacic is still at City. He's not the same Kovacic that played for Arsenal or something.
Nico Gonzalez, Phil Foden. Nunes. Good organisation again defensively from Southampton.
The low block is massive for Southampton. Phil, come on, do something.
Cherky gets it back again. Cherky, there was no space though. Wood closed it down and made the block, and there's another block.
Wow.
Same player, Nathan Wood twice.
Tremendous. Going to centre back to do.
Ah, the big boys are coming on, bro.
So Phil Foden's day is over, and Sabinho coming on to replace him. We'll see Jeremy Doku coming on to replace Mateo Kovacic.
Yo, Foden, that was average, mediocre performance from Phil Foden. Let's get back to this Arsenal game.
And here at the end, the old set-piece routine coming off for Arsenal. Just the second they've scored from a short...
I don't blame Pep for taking up Foden at all.
It's a real compliment though to Southampton that he's had to make the changes here, Guardiola, 12 minutes into the second half, Steve.
Yeah, very much so. You know, City did improve after the break up to this point. They have changed the tempo, changed the speed, the passing it a lot quicker, moving it from side to side, and they have had some better moments. But I think they have lacked that one-on-one ability from the sides of the pitch that they can go and beat a man. And
Kovacic is still at City. I thought he left. I thought he retired.
Look for Manchester City. Reinders will just drop back in beside Gonzalez. Cherky will be in 10. And obviously, Sabinho Doku will play with them.
There's Jeremy Doku against Famos for the first time. Reinders hits the shot. Just cause concern for Terence, whose feet were moving really quickly to get a
Players are coming out. The Emirates.
In terms of expected goals, not too much on the board yet for Arsenal. They've only had one shot so far from open play to Newcastle's 5. It doesn't look on that evidence, or from what we've seen, Paul, that the shackles have really come off.
No, absolutely not, and they'll get more nervous and nervous as it goes along, as we've seen over the last how many weeks. So I think they need to start very well this second half, because I think they'll need another goal. I think they'll need another goal. I think this is going to get a bit nervy. I'm getting nervous, so they must be getting nervous.
They need a lot more from Gyökeres. He's come on, he's had 2 touches, 11 minutes. When he came against Man City, he didn't have a touch when he got on the pitch. He's got to get hold of the ball, be that focal point, bring people into play, alleviate that pressure. He has to do more.
Does the performance matter here, though? Is it not just about getting through here?
Got to win.
See, Foden has not done that whole game. He's not taking no man on. And Sevilla has only been in for about 2 minutes. He's done that already.
Win this football match, get over the line, and if they get over the line with a clean sheet, bonus.
They played very well last week and lost. They won't care if they play poorly and win this one. That's all about the 3 points.
Oh!
Another crucial 45 minutes here at the Emirates in front of the home fans.
Bro,
for Mikel
Mamouche.
Arteta and his team. What do Newcastle...
He's going to be the next to come off.
For them here? Gary Neville and Rob Hawthorne.
It is the first of 5 remaining games for Arsenal in this title bid. But whether it'll be a fabulous 5 or a frustrating 5 remains to be seen. Arsenal have won the reverse fixture against each of their remaining opponents. Newcastle are the only ones to have scored against them this season. They did that through Nick Voltemade in taking the lead in the fixture at St James's Park. It's 5 years since Arsenal completed a league double over today's opponents, when Bukayo Saka was on the bench today, scored in a 3-0 home win.
And he's been good so far, 7 goals in 17 matches.
Just seen from Ben White is anything to go by. We will see a more positive Arsenal, because he just basically picks it up, throws it forward as quick as he can.
Probably dreamed as a youngster that he'd play in one of these games for Manchester City, but here he is against them.
Intensity being surely the message for Mikel Arteta at half-time. See if that's kind of
academy days.
Yeah, played it forward and then getting bodies up the pitch. I think Ødegaard and Rice were going far too deep in the first half, which then means that detaching.
Imagine if he scored against you guys.
Just trying to give Nick Pope no room to settle. Havertz unsettled Donnarumma last weekend. Free kick against Martin Zubamendi.
Deflected here to Sabinho, and that's a really good tackle by Wellington, and a good footing as well. For good measure.
Here's Malik Chow, 50th game for Newcastle for him today, in his first season with the club from Milan.
He would have been off to the races.
Sabinho could hit it earlier. Takes a touch. For the wrong option.
Botman. Sula got away from Saliba, Ramsey, now Willock. Newcastle's last scorer in a league game here.
He's going to have to bring in the big boys. This wasn't what Pep had in mind.
4 times last season. They won 3 of them, including both legs.
Oh my days!
To Wembley glory.
Marmoush is coming off.
From Willock.
Kind of similar.
Guimaraes.
Commits people. Terrific ball across, crying out for a tackle.
Murphy came off him last. So often at this stage of the season he's seen it slip away from his team. There was a costly defeat at Newcastle 4 seasons ago when they were in pursuit of a Champions League place that they were ultimately denied. Ben White scored an own goal at St James's Park and Bruno Guimaraes added another.
His communication is with the assistant referee, so let's stop the game for a couple of minutes, shall we?
See this. Svenio is taking on people.
Restored.
Foden is not. Foden didn't do any of that.
Watching a little bit there. That's what we do to get the ground down. We just wait for one person not to do his job or not take responsibility and then they're in.
Header from Zubamendi, lifted on by Ødegaard. Botman not convinced that would carry back from Malik Chow, but he's put his own team under pressure now. Here's Nkapie.
It's better from Gyökeres. The battering ram.
Saliba. Ødegaard. Wide by White. And here's Noni Madueke. To Saliba. Madueke's joined them in the box now as the cross comes in. Nkapie's free. Guess I couldn't direct the header. So Saliba facing a struggle here against Sula, but getting the touch.
He's not wholly comfortable, is he, Saliba?
Testing afternoon, early evening for him. Miley.
Marmoush waits in the middle. Sabinho gets away from Wellington. That's a really good challenge in there by Yanda. He's done some defensive job today. He's been
Malik Chow.
He really has.
In these positions, obviously get back in, which they do really well, but then I'd like to see them trying to sort of jump out and create some form of trigger for a press from him. I mean, Gyökeres is going there, but he's no chance. There's no one else coming with him. Ødegaard's almost marking Zubamendi's man. Why are they both going back in there? Ødegaard's gone right into that channel.
He's joined the collection without the pressure being applied, and here's Malik Chow wondering how far forward he can venture. Miley going back to Botman. Here's Ramsey. Against Madueke, escaping him. Guimaraes. Chow.
So it's 2-1 to Man City. They've got to us lead to Southampton.
By Miley, Guimaraes.
Arsenal game has gone back to being boring, bro.
Miley's cross is deep. Seen towards Asula by Jacob Ramsey, cleared as far as Tonali. Flags up for offside.
Yeah, that whole Newcastle move, Eze's gone down here, which
Arsenal is
great.
they're so mediocre. Eze's down.
Last move where Newcastle were playing all those passes, Arsenal were always a yard or two short,
Eze's
trying
down.
to get close to them.
I wondered at first if this was a tactical break, but the indication from Declan Rice was for a sub to be required. Thomas Tuchel might have a momentary concern over this, watching on as he is. His former player at Chelsea, who won the Champions League for his side, Kai Havertz, went off in the first half. And with that, and now Eze appearing to have a problem, doesn't bode well for midweek in Madrid. So Martinelli required. This was the highlight of Eze's day so far.
Yeah. The standout moment of this game so far, as you say. One of the standout strikes of the season. Hell of a goal.
Was the early boost they wanted. They just haven't built on it. But Eze scoring his 7th Premier League goal of the season. His last 5 had all come against Tottenham. But the day not ending as happily as it started for him.
Martinelli coming on.
And Gabriel Martinelli, who made his debut for Arsenal in a win at Newcastle back in August 2019, comes on, and Eze just briefs his manager on what the situation is.
Still waiting for the first goal. You never really see Noel on the bench without his boy Sonny alongside. He's a big City fan.
That lad in the game, you can't beat him. I like him myself.
So Erling
Ah.
O'Reilly.
O'Reilly's coming on. He's gonna risk O'Reilly. But this Arsenal game is boring as hell.
Bernardo Silva.
Does he really need to risk
dominating
O'Reilly
the
in this
Arsenal
game?
midfield, and
There's enough. There's enough for them
Guimaraes,
to win.
Tonali, Willock. I think they're doing better than Ødegaard, Rice and Zubamendi. And I think that three in midfield for Arsenal have got to step up right now and get a grip of this game.
Well, Rice would be foremost amongst those there, looking to
The low block is crazy against
Newcastle here
it.
last season to decide the game.
Particularly Rice.
Sevilla is making them think
Expectation
twice
on him.
now.
He's the
Arsenal have
power.
got a corner or free kick here.
Going forward, he's got to be a force. Getting back, he's got to get a grip of the game. Ødegaard obviously is a very different type of player, and Zubamendi's got to
Got
get
free
out
kick
on
here,
the ball
Arsenal.
and be that controlling
6
player that
corners
Arsenal
already
need
for
in
City.
these moments, these challenging moments in the title running that they're going to have.
Well, it opened up the conversation about who should be player of the year, Rice or Bernardo
Free
Silva.
kick. Rice is gonna
Very
go for
much
that
at the
magic.
forefront of the thinking at the moment.
Skips away from Finizaz. Gonzalez.
It's Declan Rice's kick, and it goes right the way through. It looks as though Byrne would get a contact on that, but the offside flag is up.
So here come more City big hitters. No hitter bigger than the big Norwegian number 9.
Oh, the big boys are coming on, bro. Haaland is coming on. O'Reilly's coming on for City.
So Haaland to Marmoush. Can't say he hasn't had
Layoff
chances
for
in
Nick
this
Pope
game.
since a
No, he's
difficult
looked lively at times.
afternoon for him against Everton.
positionally in the box, and he'll tell you more, you know. When City are flashing them lovely crosses across the box, he couldn't have
Newcastle got a grip of the game, possession terms.
What City can do now is they can get more variety on the crosses, they can maybe go in a little bit earlier, a little bit more height, because people relying on height, more profile, more height.
He said after half time, Newcastle would have 75% of the ball, and said, no, that can't be right. Arsenal will come out quickly. It's not happened.
Well, the nervousness has taken hold here again.
Yeah, it has. And I'm sure it'd be too strong to say that they actually look at this point in the game like they've run out of ideas. Come on, lads. What are you worried about? They're 1-0 up. Newcastle haven't got a great threat. I mean, they are having sort of a lot of the ball, but they're not creating much.
What a find. You'd have to go into the market with someone like him now, you're talking $100 million for sure.
Far more confident and authoritative on the ball at Manchester City last week than they are now here today. They need to get rid of that quickly.
There's Rockers, pulled back by Dan Burn. That's going to be the first yellow card.
First header from Dan Burn's not the best one, and he just gets his body in Gyökeres.
3 attempts within 10 seconds.
Meeting of the Brains Trust for a set piece. Gabriel always seems to be heavily involved in those discussions.
Another set piece for Arsenal incoming.
Okay, steps away and leaves it to his captain.
Yeah.
Back to Noni Madueke, who hits one, and that wasn't too difficult for Dan Burn to deal with. Madueke retreating fast. Here's Rice. Seen from a long way out by Burn, but headed straight to Ben White. Madueke's ball in. Pope unchallenged.
I don't think Pep wants to take this to penalties as well.
So Barnes, Voltemada, Vissa. Wonder how long he'll wait.
Still no Anthony Gordon, but he's got players there who you would think would be keen to prove a point to him.
There's a few of them warming up.
Back from Chow. Okay, to seize the moment. Here's Murphy. Tonali, who was being heavily linked with a move to Arsenal in the last transfer window. Head injury for Sven Botman, who got a nasty whack to the face in the North East derby against Sunderland before the international break.
Plays down for Southampton there. I think he's going to have to come up.
Discussions with Jason Tindall over what they should do. Miami, one of the host cities of the World Cup, staging the Grand Prix next weekend. The sprint qualifying is on Friday, qualifying itself on Saturday, and the actual race is on Sunday, all over next weekend on Sky Sports F1. Botman off the field for 30 seconds. It'll be a minute next season.
They have to go for a minute
next season.
That's not right. I don't like the 30 seconds one.
does mean he's nailed on to get one today now.
Leaves Newcastle shorn of defensive cover. He's questioning it.
It's ridiculous. I absolutely despise the rule.
Back on now.
International auto place in Wellington.
Gimarais with the kick. Byrne couldn't place the header where he wanted. From Miley. Hooked on by Tonali, but it's not going to work in Joe Willock's favour. And now Gimarais on the ground. Well, if the accusation is that he's time wasting, there's no real time to waste from Newcastle's perspective as they trail. They need all hands to the pump defensively here. It's Madueke, but he shows too much of it to Dan Byrne.
Hockey's down.
Rice is back on his feet, claiming that there should have been a stoppage. Well, another corner, but they don't have Ezra's magic to rely on this time. So, will the approach be a different one?
Women's FA Cup on Sunday the 10th of May. Brighton travel to Liverpool in the lunchtime kick-off for the heavyweights, Chelsea and Manchester City clash.
The taker, Odegaard on one corner of the area, but he has moved towards the corner taker, and again they do go short.
As a manager, to your players who are in the zone now and they know exactly what they're going to be doing the rest of the way.
Zubimendi trying to lift it in, claiming a hand.
It feels like it's only a matter of time, and Ali will tell you if it's getting to the stage of the game now where your legs just feel a little bit more heavy. You know, you get a little bit slower, the extra weight becomes a little bit more hard. City.
The deal was against Jacob Murphy for a handball.
What? No, where's my phone? No. I took it upstairs. I took it upstairs. Took my
It looks
phone
like Harvey
upstairs.
Barnes is going to be the first substitute that Eddie Howe calls upon to try and tip this back towards an even scoreline and maybe even in their favour. Gimarais.
I told you, wake up, see.
Chow. It did brush the hand of Murphy.
Whoa! Holy shush! What a time to be alive, Man City.
His manager, who's also going to send on Johan Wissa. Here's Rice.
Sean, are you still here? What a goal!
Now Byrne.
What a goal!
Miley.
What a
You
goal!
sense that there's something in this for Newcastle. That one going long. Sula just caught on his heels. And Rice takes it on. It's Declan Rice. Tries to go around Malik Chow, who dispossesses him. Now Sula. Trying to find Willick. It's Tonali who hits it. Straight to Gabriel.
Those Newcastle fans over in that far corner. I smell something.
Bro!
Regretful.
Pep can't believe it.
Would have been a real kick in the teeth for Newcastle, preparing to make these attacking changes if they conceded to Rice then, but Chow won the tackle, and now they can roll the dice. So Murphy off, and Harvey Barnes on. And Willie Sula is going to come off.
Yeah.
With his number now held up. He's made the quickest exit off the pitch behind the goal, and Johan Wissa is on. Wissa, who has scored on his last 2 visits here. And the throw is hurled in, it's met by Gabriel and cleared by Victor Gyökeres. Tonali. Here's Odegaard.
Whoa! See? 1-1.
From Jacob Ramsey, but Arsenal get it back.
1-1. Doku.
And the offside flag is up, which just
1-1, Sean.
Sense of frustration here for Arsenal.
Wow. This is why you pay the big bucks. This is why you pay the big bucks. This Arsenal game is so boring, man. I need to switch everything off and watch the City game. Newcastle, a waste of space. Against United, they'll play as if it's the final. Doku. Foden has not done anything. They didn't do anything like that all game. Foden is not going to the World Cup. Philip is not going to the World Cup. It's not getting picked. Oh, deflection there. Oh!
Wiley swings one in.
What a save!
Behind it.
What a save!
A very edgy place to be at the moment because Newcastle.
Trafford, what a save!
They're growing in confidence here, and there's a real threat now.
Sean, are you still around? Are you watching this?
Away by Gabriel, but Hincapié has to reach it ahead of Barnes, striking it against the Newcastle man. Guimaraes retrieves and gets the free kick.
And it's a test here defensively for Manchester City with 6.5 minutes to go. I mean, this game has exploded into life now. Nobody's asleep at Wembley.
Sean, are you still around?
Yeah, it's that sticker twist moment. Obviously got a lead, you want to defend it, but we need to try and score a second.
Wood and Harwood-Bellis have gone in there. Wood's attacking the ball.
Better off if you can get the mindset into one of playing almost like the opposition have equalised.
Oh, Doku is off. There we go.
To go forward
Counter, massive counter. Oh.
Just waiting.
Newcastle, waste of space. Waste of space. Newcastle.
What a throw that is to Gabriel Martinelli, who's got Madueke going through the middle, but Sandro Tonali does a sterling job for Newcastle in holding him up.
Don't slow it down, carry on going forward.
Newcastle, what a waste of space.
Martinelli. Saliba.
The assistant was looking right at him.
Gabriel.
It's Nunez, and he's pushed it too far.
1-1 again.
Madueke. Odegaard's cross. Gyökeres with the layoff, and Martinelli with a strike that was blocked. Rice.
Silva's come on to win the game.
Hincapié.
Where's the risk? Where's the quick run into the box? Where's the sort of cross where the 3 or 4 are piling in at the back? Just end up in this safe pattern.
There's a bit of fear there, isn't there, about how fragile this lead is.
That's the risk. I'm saying to you, frightened to death. Should be a booking that, really.
It's going to be, I think he's got a card in his hand. Sam Barrett shows it to Martinelli.
But all that comes from an Arsenal attack where Gabriel gets caught on the ball and all of a sudden Newcastle on a counter-attack.
Gonzalez to Nunes.
Should be at least a cross or an attempt at goal comes in from that attack that Arsenal had.
Turkey teases one in. Haaland was the target. Great header by Nathan Mendes.
What can he do here to change what is a very edgy position for Arsenal, who, as things stand, are at the top of the table, but that position still looking fragile.
Ooh.
Slip from Guimaraes gives Erdegaard the opportunity to
Doc
run
is
at
having a good
Newcastle.
game, really good game.
Subamende
That's what you wish for them
overhits it.
without right now.
So poor.
Whoa!
He's obviously trying to get the goal in Erdegaard. I just think
What a goal, City. Nico Gonzalez. That's why he paid the big bucks, bro. That's why he paid the big money. Oh my days. Oh, look at that Southampton kid. He's gonna go viral. Someone's gonna raise some money for him. Pep cannot believe that goal. What a goal. Oh. What a goal. Jeez. 30 yards, 35 yards out. He just went for it. Goal. Go, 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 go. You want medicine?
Yeah.
Let's go give you medicine.
Yay.
Let's go give you medicine. Come on. Wow. Forget that. Forget this Arsenal game, man.
Daddy, what are you doing,
And here's Madueke. Up against Portman.
Yeah.
Now Southampton have got to dig deeper than they've had to dig for a long, long time. They're going to make changes. They're going to send on Samuel
keep up the pitch.
Southampton are gonna come out now, asking for it. No, it's mine.
6 days leading into this game. There should be no fatigue.
Nervous fatigue, I think it is at the moment. Guimaraes. Wissa.
Newcastle are useless, bro.
Erdegaard. And Pope has come. And he's missed
Oh,
it.
he missed it.
And he's wrestled
Oh, red card for Pope. He's gonna go.
from goal, but how does Sam Barrett judge that?
Oh, mess.
It's a yellow card for the Newcastle goalkeeper.
Nick Pope,
It's probably
what have
right.
you
It's a real
done?
mess for Pope, he actually makes a really good decision. Referees has got the run on Chow, so I think he comes out, and that's the right thing to do. We've seen goalkeepers do that so many times. Just misses the ball, and then his slide, it's the follow-through.
Oh my days!
I think he just... There's a little bit of an arm there, and obviously...
I stand no red card.
But I'm pretty comfortable with the yellow.
Well, refs call holds plenty of water these days, and Nick Pope will be hoping that that is the case
I'm coming.
in this situation, and
They're
it
checking
is
for a red card
a
here.
yellow card confirmed as the correct decision. That's not going to be overturned.
Yeah, I think that Chow's just in behind Pope, and that helps him a lot. He went with his right foot, didn't he, rather than his left. He's just not...
Oh,
comfortable
away
with
we
his
go.
left side, Nick Pope.
Oh, Doku.
So the captain has seen through 75
How
minutes
did
on his
City
return
not
to a
score?
Premier League starting lineup. And Nick
Savinho.
Baltimore, who's already scored
Doku.
once against Arsenal this season,
Okay, I'm coming.
comes on.
Wow, it's getting tasty, bro.
His
getting
first
tested.
duty of responsibility is in his own penalty area with the free kick that Nick Pope has given away, having to be defended. Arsenal fans still unhappy. It was only a yellow for the visiting goalkeeper. Bukayo Saka's return to the first team is imminent. Rice's kick.
It's a great ball. It's a great free kick that from Declan Rice. Annoyed that they're just not following in.
Voltemada is playing just behind Johan Wissa. Byrne with a flick on. Barnes was looking to get in, and Nkapie made an important tackle.
I can't believe this from City. This goal. Wow. What a goal. What a goal by Nico Gonzalez. What a goal.
Looking to reach Johan Wissa against Gabriel.
Nico Gonzalez has been named as player of the match.
See you through to the finals, bro.
I think that might be a bit harsh on
Saliba emerging with it.
Not our decision today, so we can argue like everybody else. What do you think?
Here's Ben White. Madueke in a race with Byrne. He's got away from him. 40 hat. White.
A good omen for Manchester City. 8 of the 19
Odegaard losing out to Jacob Ramsey. Arsenal move forward ends at a cul-de-sac.
To be a good notch to have on your FA Cup belt. Southampton
Applying the squeeze to Sven Botman.
There's still
Zubimendi just leaning into it.
time to play, but the free kick's being given to Manchester City.
Newcastle have won 2 of their last 4 away games, both of them in the capital, at Spurs and at Chelsea.
City corner.
Even a draw would help them to stop the rot, and
Manchester City
in the first instance is what they're fighting for here.
Ever to play in 4 successive FA Cup finals.
Barnes.
Quite a remarkable achievement. I mean, he's set some marks and set some records down the years. Quite but that takes a lot to do it.
Sharky's big Sharky now. Sharky's playing the Sharky game. Sharky's playing the Sharky game.
Here's Botman. Now Willock. Voltemada clips on over Wissa! Couldn't keep it down.
Well.
Sharky's playing the Sharky game.
It's a brilliant pass from him. He just gets into a little space. And that is an absolutely beautiful pass. One that Paul Merson, Jamie Redknapp would have been proud of themselves. You wouldn't expect that from him.
That is the end of the road for Southampton, man. You've done a good job.
Yes.
Well done. From so far.
Got away with one. Couldn't even look.
Giving up.
Pressure rising.
To beat Arsenal,
that was
good enough for us. Stopped Arsenal from
recovery.
Trophy. But that's it.
Arsenal forced into
end of the road for you here, bro. End of the road.
Eza making 2 by choice now. Zubimendi coming
2 minutes
off.
to go.
Madueke coming off. Miles Lewis-Skelly is the first to arrive, and the second change sees the return of Bukayo Saka.
Yo, everyone is up.
Out since the League Cup final. He scored in 3 previous wins
Saka is
against
on for
Newcastle,
Arsenal.
and they are mightily relieved to have him back.
Yeah, can he be the difference maker in just in terms of Arsenal getting the goals that they need in the next few weeks, but just restoring confidence, a little bit of arrogance in the play.
Martinelli brings Saka in for his first touch. Saka deflected, and a corner.
Well, Dan Burns had some battles against Bukayo Saka over the years. He'll have seen him with England as well, so he knows exactly what he's trying to do. Big right boot. Just in the right spot.
Now Arsenal hoping to put Declan Rice's expertise at corner kicks to good use to bring them some relief. Spectacular attempt from Martinelli.
Looks like they will wait for Chelsea or Leeds United.
He has half a chance here, but his body's in front of him.
That's it. The sky blue juggernaut continues to roll into another final.
Miley. Here's Chow.
Congratulations, Sean.
All the way across to Jacob Ramsey.
Congratulations,
Tonali.
mate. You've done it. You have gone and done it.
Here's Barnes. Miley. Barnes with a cross. Burns header.
You've gone and done it.
Maybe wasn't enough pace on the cross. Did he have to go back across goal where Visser was just there trying to get in front of Saliba?
It's their first attempt on target in this second half for Newcastle. The worry line's increasing for Arsenal unless they can calm things down here with a second. Saka, Gyökeres. Victor Gyökeres met by Sven Botman. And how Arsenal need another one now.
Yeah, Saka has introduced a little bit of extra pizzazz to the Arsenal attack.
Manchester City fans are celebrating an FA Cup semi-final victory, although they did go behind against Southampton. You can bet now that one's over. They've turned all their attentions to this. With 6 minutes to go, Arsenal leading, but the lead is slender. Ben White had gone down in the box. Dan Burn has got himself involved with Gabriel. And Sam Barrett just tries to bring an element of calm.
Honestly, I'm sure you it's embarrassing. It's embarrassing from Ben White.
He even seemed to look over his shoulder to see where the referee was as he fell. Dan Burns pulled him up on it.
Good job Haaland didn't react like that on Sunday.
Saka's corner. Away by Burn. nice spoken out of turn.
Yeah, I think it was more his hand gestures. He was speaking, but his hands got thrown towards the referee.
Well, Joe Willock's latest return here is over. Could Anthony Elanga be the man to make the difference for Newcastle? He's still looking for his first Premier League goal for the club. He was a bright spark in the Nou Camp, even though ultimately it all went horribly wrong for Newcastle there. And they haven't really recovered in terms of their domestic form since then either. Harvey Barnes going the wrong way as far as Newcastle are concerned. Well, that is how it looks at the moment. A goal difference advantage to go with the points advantage they enjoy over Manchester City, but City, of course, still have that game in hand. Here's Nkapie. Martinelli.
Architectural systems.
Odegaard in to pick it up. Gabriel. White. It's Saka up against Dan Burn. Odegaard has a go! And Pope puts it to safety for now.
Yeah, there's real speed to the Arsenal attack.
That's not bad from Arsenal. It's not bad at all.
Sneak it in at the near post area to the left of Pope. He gets down quickly.
Saka's latest kick. Gabriel got up, cleared by Barnes. There's Lewis Skelly. Odegaard through the gap. Saka blocked by Botman. It's come off Martin Odegaard. Nearly there. Voltemada. Voltemada takes over again. Two up ahead of him, and Nkapie gets there, and it's fallen for Wissa, and they're trying to crowd him out. Not happy that the foul's been given.
He's been involved since he's come on, Wissa. It's chaotic at the end. They're all tackling each other.
Saka, who has made a positive difference for Arsenal since he came on. White. Well, purgatory for Arsenal fans, wondering just how much time is going to be added on here. Money to want to watch a match, and then you just want it to end. Tonali. 7 added minutes.
7 minutes, you know, 7 minutes.
Thousands of Arsenal fans sat right behind us. They all went, 7?
Here's Byrne. Martinelli. Miley. Here's Tonali. Ramsey. Still feels a bit of a cliffhanger, this.
Let's work on the theory that the team will get half a chance.
Into the thick of it. So good at those quick releases, not the distance on that one, and Rice has carried it wide and managed to keep it going here for Nkapie. Elanga got across in front of him, no offence committed though. Here's Miley. Voltemada, Gabriel in tight, too tight. Free kick given. Voltemada wanted to take it quickly, and Arsenal determined that he wouldn't be allowed to.
Into him, and he just gets his body in. He's really tight, Gabriel. And just throwing those big lads forward. Voltemada, Dan Burn, Botman, Chow, all of them there. It's an early back.
His team moving up as far as they dare.
Two things can happen here. It can end up being a scrap near the Arsenal box, or it could be a counter-attack for Arsenal off the back of this.
Free kick played short by the goalkeeper to Tonali. Chow kept it going.
Loads of bodies up there. Langa's just going to put it in.
Nkapie to try and cut it out at source, and he does win it.
Yeah, there's a counter-attack on.
And it's Gyökeres who will lead that counter-attack. Saka up to his right, Martinelli up to his right. And he can't get the delivery right.
Deary me. I mean, it was the most obvious counter-attack if Arsenal could win it back, and he just has to have the quality there, Gyökeres. Huge moments. Newcastle are on the attack again.
So that bad ball from Gyökeres has left the outcome here still in the balance. Here's Tonali. Elanga. This is Chow. Tonali's ball in, whistles up there, but it's away by Nkapie.
Yeah, Tonali needs to try and get himself just a little bit wider on this right-hand side. Think Kevin De Bruyne rather than staying there centrally. Chow's over on the ball over here. He's just got the cross. He's going to end up drifting it in. Like that, it's no good. Leading centre back in the middle and bring your midfield player who's got the talent into the right channel, and let him be the one that's just feeding it into the box. It's just
these Arsenal fans going through all sorts of agonies.
Yeah, I mean, it's been a long old day for them, even though they've been winning for most of it. They just never felt comfortable. They haven't played well in the game. Say they're hanging on, but it's certainly a discomfort that you wouldn't like.
Ødegaard. Byrne at the second attempt gets it away. It's Nick Voltemada. Rice holds him off. Here's Declan Rice, given away by him to Ramsey. Now Miley.
Tonali just needs to work over to this side now. Oh, he's going to do it.
It's Miley's cross, away by Ben White. 2 minutes of stoppage time left. Jacob Ramsey. Tonali going for it and getting a corner out of it. Does Pope come forward?
Well, he's looking over, isn't he? He's not going to, I don't think. He's certainly pushing up, though, to a position where he can stop the counter-attack if he gets played out. I mean, he keeps looking over to Jason Tindall and Eddie out, Nick Pope.
He's gone a long way. He's stopped about halfway inside the Arsenal half and is now retreating. Wenger's corner is a disappointing one, and Pope is still out of his goal here. But Elanga gets there ahead of Martinelli. Gyökeres will pressurise the goalkeeper, who can't afford another misjudgment. Martinelli. Miley having to try and hold off Rice, but as long as Rice keeps it here, that would do the job. He's been more adventurous than I expected him to be there, really.
Declan Rice at that point really should have crossed it, but 30 seconds left in this game, and look at that.
Are Newcastle going to get one more chance to take this victory away from Arsenal? Botman. Voltamada. Elanga.
Free kick. This is it. Keeper is going this time. Pope's moved beyond the point where he can go back. He's gone for it.
Well, it all comes down to this. One last defensive effort from his team is what is required. But this is so unpredictable. Pope, who the Arsenal fans feel shouldn't still be on the pitch.
Yeah, there's more chance Saka will score on the counter-attack than there is Pope. If Pope did score, it would be incredible.
Tonali's delivery. Back on top. And you
Look
can
at
see the
Arteta.
relief.
Arteta is so shameless, bro.
Because his team have really put him through the ringer.
Arteta is so shameless, brother. Look at that. What is he doing with that celebration? You know, look at them. They all just, they're off. They're losing the next game. This team, they are losing the next game. They look like they've left everything on the pitch here today. Arsenal. That's what they look like. Everything they've left on the pitch. They will lose the next game. Look at them. Eze is injured as well now. Hopefully it's nothing serious for the World Cup. For the sake of the World Cup. But yeah, Arteta punching whatever is punching there, punching on thin air. You know, it's absolutely. He's back up with 3 points. City game in hand. City just won. City just qualified for the final. So they just come back to Wembley. You know, they're going back to Wembley. They're doing what they're supposed to do as usual. Hopefully we can give them a game next season, you know. But Arteta punching the hair, they're like, this is one of the most boring performances I've seen in a long time from teams like Arsenal. You don't get to play like that if you're Arsenal Football Club. You know, they've just been lucky, man. They absolutely been lucky. Look at them celebrating. They celebrate as if they won the league.
Arsenal persuasion. And I don't know if it would be worse watching from home or here in the stadium, but I can tell you, we stood with the Arsenal fans for the last 10, 15 minutes of this, and they are aging rapidly. And it's just relief getting over.
Yeah. That's crazy, bro. Crazy the way they celebrate him as if they've won already. They forgot with the up against you're up against Pep, the master of this generation of football. Alright? He left 8 people on the bench and he brought them back and they won the game easily. But look at it. Look at it. He's trying to he's playing it for the cameras, bro. He's doing it for the cameras. It's doing it. They're losing their next game. They left everything on here. So they're on the pitch. They look so knackered. They look tired already. They look fucked. So I think they just might lose the next game. They play the next game before City play again, so they might go 6 points or they might drop point. And I guarantee you, Arsenal drop point on the next game. I expected them to win this game today, to be honest with you, because Newcastle, they're a very useless club. If you think about it, they're a very useless club. Don't tell me any different. These people left. It's the same thing Newcastle did when they played United. They left everything on the pitch against United, and they started losing games after that. That's what Arsenal tried to do here. They pretend as if they've got something to prove, right? They played as if they got something to prove here. Ah, blimey, jeez. Salah is leaving Anfield. Rashford scored a solo goal today. 28 GA this season. The only player to have that, and people still running an agenda on him. People still want to shit on his name. Rashford. My brother, God bless you. We've seen everything that you do. We've seen everything that you do. 28 goals and assists. Unbelievable. West Ham won today. Tottenham won, but they're still down. It's not going to be easy for them to come up. But here we go. Arsenal next game, they're losing it. Mark my words. Right? With that being said, good night.